Hey everybody, my name is Tyler, and because of the out of control inflation that we're having in our country right now and rent prices being over $1,500 a month, I have been outpriced at the rental market and I live here in my car full time, and I wanted to give you a brief tour. So starting with the bed here, it is a 3-inch memory foam mattress topper. Super comfortable. I have about 4 layers of blankets, which keeps me warm, especially right now we've got 20-degree weather at night, so it's pretty cold. Moving over here, I have my cooler. I've had a few people tell me I'm not supposed to have this cooler because I live in my car, but it actually was a birthday gift last year for my 30th birthday, and I just can't part with it. I absolutely love it. Keeps all my food cold and fresh for days. I absolutely just adore this cooler, so I'm not gonna get rid of it. And in the back there, you can see I have 2 really comfortable pillows.
In 2025, the cost of living in the United States has reached unprecedented levels. While headlines often focus on inflation statistics, rising interest rates, or housing market trends, the human consequences of these economic pressures are stark and increasingly visible. One of the most distressing signs of this crisis is the growing number of Americans forced to live in their cars, not as a choice, but as a last resort for survival. From Los Angeles to Denver to Atlanta, parking lots, rest stops, and quiet suburban streets are home to thousands of people sleeping in their vehicles. These aren't just individuals on the margins of society. Many are working professionals, families with children, and retirees on fixed incomes. For them, living in a car is not homelessness in the traditional sense. It's the only shelter they can afford. Skyrocketing rents are a major driver. In many major cities, monthly rent for even a 1-bedroom apartment can easily surpass $2,500. Meanwhile, wages have not kept pace. Even middle-class earners are being squeezed, with healthcare, groceries, and utilities also surging in cost. For some, a single financial emergency, like a medical bill or job loss, can push them out of their homes and into their cars. Many people living this way avoid shelters or don't consider themselves homeless, which makes tracking the true scope of the crisis difficult. Local governments often don't have the resources or the political will to address the issue in a humane and systematic way. Instead, they enforce anti-camping laws or issue citations for overnight parking, further criminalizing those in vulnerable positions.
Do y'all see how many young people are living in their cars?
I totally agree with you in that sense, but if you're gonna live in your car and you don't have a choice, it's that's where it does become dangerous, I feel like, because I'm doing it as something I want to do, and I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And I researched it for years, and I actually car camped on and off for fun in the past couple of years, but now I'm choosing to do it full time. But I know the dangers of car camping perpetually, like forever, or as long as you need to. That's why I did a lot of research before I went into it, before I decided I wanted to do it. Um, I'm a traveler at heart, and I knew that, and I just couldn't emotionally go another year without doing it for real, regardless of financial situation, money, whatever. I just wanted to travel and make content and do what I wanted to do. Um, but I understand there's people out there that have to do it. And like I said, if you have to do it and if you're young, just stay safe as much as possible, because it's not normal in today's society to do it. And especially if you're homeless, it could be, like I said, very, very dangerous. Like, I went out of my way to really study the areas that I'm going to be going to, where the cops be usually, what are their routes, how would they treat you if you look homeless. That's why I purposely made sure that if I'm going to be car camping, I don't look homeless, and I never will, because I hygiene's important. I still have a safe house, is what I call it, where I could go to like a Airbnb and I will pay for it that day, or I will go to a friend's house. So I still got safe spaces to go to, and people know my location. I have a few people that know my location via iPhone just in case anything happens. So there's people that actually know where I am at all times, and to a certain extent, they call me during the day to see how I'm doing. So now, if you're in a situation where you're car camping because you literally just don't have nowhere to go and you don't have family, you don't have people, I have resources. Like anyone, like you want to have resources if you're going to be car camping, even for fun, because you just never know what can happen. Um, and for the love of God, if you're car camping, pay for car insurance. Pay. You still gotta be an adult. I still pay my bills like normal. I still have a budget. I still pay debt. I still do stuff. Like I still make income. I'm not just out here bumming, but I'm choosing this lifestyle because I like the adventure. So if I want to work from my laptop and go to like a park and not have to worry about like setting up a living camp for that day, that's the kind of lifestyle I want. And then I could cook on the fly because I have all my materials, and then I have my cutting knives and all this stuff that I need to still live like a normal life, but it's just mostly outside and traveling to different places. I'm just mobile.
I've been living in my car for over 70 days now, and I'm in a pickle. I ran out of food. I don't have any gas, so I'm kind of stranded in a parking lot. I've been here for around 4 days now, and I'm a little stressed, but I'm still making it work somehow. I'm trying everything in my character to just not go on the side of the road and beg for money, because I don't know, just something deep down in me is telling me that's not the way to do it. And then the hunger starts to kick in, and your tummy's just rumbling, and you're just like, man, you start to get really desperate. I'm fucking desperate to get food. I was like, man, I can see why people freaking go to stores and steal. But I don't steal. When I stole as a kid, I did steal when I was a kid. I got caught and I was freaking scared, man. I was fucking scared. I never did it again after that. Sorry, Mom. I know you're gonna see this message. But I'm an artist and I'm very freaking creative. So I was like, man, I gotta find a creative way for me to actually get some food because I need some meat. I was eating like bananas and bread for a while because it was super cheap. Did you know a single banana at Target is 25 cents? And then like I got a loaf of bread for like $1.49, which was great. But now it's all gone. So my creative solution was like, okay, there's restaurants around me right now. And I know that restaurants typically throw away some food at the end of the day. And I know that there's also the app Too Good To Go where they pretty much sell the leftovers that restaurants have, which kind of sucks because like I don't have the money to actually pay for Too Good To Go. But I saw a buffet when I was walking the other day and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll try out this buffet. I walked up to the buffet around 6:30 and I was like, hey, I'm curious what you guys do with the leftovers. And the lady at the desk was like, sometimes we have some person like throw out the trash or do a little bit of side work. And I was like, okay, cool. And she's like, you want me to ask the manager? I was like, yeah. So she got the manager. The manager came up and I started talking to the manager for a little bit and she said, come back at 9:30.
I'll take out trash, I'll sweep, or whatever. 9:30? Thank you.
That was 3 hours later. So I went back to my car and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm excited. And then I go back after 3 hours later to the buffet place. And it turns out that the lady just gave the food to somebody else. She didn't even care about me. And I was like, man, dude, the world is freaking rough. I was like, honestly, I was bawling. Because like, food, like, it's fucking crazy. Anyways, I was like, I need to really do something about this. And so I started walking back to my car and then I saw Little Caesars across the street. While in the Little Caesars, I asked the coworkers, what do you guys do with the food? The lady said, we mark it up and we just keep it in the back. I was like, is there anything I could do to possibly get some of that food? Like any side work, I can sweep, I can help out or anything? And she's like, no. So I was like, okay, fuck. What the hell is going on with this? Like, what do people do with the leftover food? Do you guys just really just throw it away? Like, that's messed up. Anyways, I was losing hope at that moment. I was feeling very distraught. And I was just like, man, I really fucking hate it here. Anyways, I started walking back to my car, and then last ditch of hope. I saw an Applebee's. I think that's how you say it now. Anyways, I saw an Applebee's, and I was just like, I'll give this a shot. I walk in there. I'm in the lobby. I see that there's silverware and menus. I was like, man, maybe I can offer to roll some silverware or wipe down the menus. I used to serve in the past, so I'm like, I know this stuff. I'm used to it. And they're about to close. So I asked for the manager. I talked to the manager, and she's like, let me go see if I have any leftovers. I was like, okay, sweet. She comes back with six chicken tendies and some fries with some ranch. And she said, I didn't even have to do any side work. I was so blessed. I was so happy. I was so thankful. I was so grateful. Like, it gave me some faith in humanity that something good could possibly happen. Now, as for today, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, so I guess stick along, stay around for the journey. I didn't think I was gonna actually even post any of this stuff because it's just like, why would somebody post them being in a miserable situation? I don't fucking know. Do you guys find value in this? So the moral of the story is, if you get rejected, just respect it and move on. That place or person situation was just not meant for you, and you were just off onto something better that is aligned for you.
What's more troubling is that car living is often seen as the better option compared to the dangers and instability of shelters or life on the street. A car provides a locked door, some privacy, and the ability to move to a safer location. But it's still an exhausting, unsustainable way to live. Access to bathrooms, food storage, and basic hygiene is limited, and constant stress about legal trouble or safety takes a mental toll. Take Jennifer, a 34-year-old single mother in San Diego, who works 2 jobs and still can't afford rent. Her 9-year-old daughter does homework by flashlight in the back seat of their minivan. Or Marcus, a former teacher in Portland who lost his apartment after a rent hike and now lives in a sedan, applying for jobs from the local library. Their stories are not rare anymore. They're a growing reflection of a society where economic systems are no longer serving basic human needs. This crisis speaks to deeper structural issues: the lack of affordable housing development, stagnant wages, corporate control of rental markets, and inadequate social safety nets. While government relief programs exist, they are often underfunded, temporary, or inaccessible due to bureaucratic red tape. Until serious reforms are made, both at the federal and local levels, millions of Americans will remain one missed paycheck away from living in their cars. The image of the American dream has long been tied to homeownership, comfort, and stability. In 2025, for too many, that dream has been reduced to reclining the front seat of a used car and hoping tomorrow brings better luck. The longer the country ignores this reality, the more it risks normalizing a level of economic despair that should never be acceptable in one of the world's wealthiest nations.
Safe living in this car? I'll show you. Seatbelt, meet door handle. Door handle, meet seatbelt. You're gonna pull it through. You're going to make sure that it's locked like this. And then you're going to plug it like this. Safe. Another thing that Oreo and I do to keep safe is we have all of my friends and family that I trust very much to follow my location on the Find My app on my iPhone. I don't know about Androids, but I think you have like a Google Maps or something that you can pin where you are. Tell me if I'm wrong. If somebody knows about that, please comment below. I also have those. These are nice because no one can see in and where I'm at in my car. I also have a very ferocious dog. And lastly, I have protection. You need protection. I can't say what I have, but you need protection.
One of the most dangerous errors that I've made as a solo female traveler who lives in her car full time has to do with weapons. And I know I see tons of van lifers, car lifers, all the nomad women, and they're like, I have weapons, but I'm about to take it another level for you guys, for your safety. So the very first week living in my car, I stayed in a Planet Fitness parking lot. It was a pretty busy parking lot. I honestly didn't feel that comfortable sleeping there, which was mistake 1. I should have left. Should have found somewhere else. But I was overwhelmed. This was all new to me. And I fell asleep, had my windows covers up, and in the middle of the night, what do I hear? Someone pull the door handle. So I wake up abruptly, and I'm dead quiet. And then I hear it again. They are at the door that my bed is. So literally, if they open the door, I'm right there. They could literally grab me. So then they start to rattle the door handle, like, dang, why isn't this car open type of situation. So I go to grab my weapon, fumble it, drops into the abyss of the car. And it was the door that I lay beside every night where my bed is. It was that door. So if he was to open it, I'm easy access right there. So I go and grab my weapon and fumble it. The weapon falls behind the seats. And let me tell you, when you live in your car and there's stuff in here, if something falls, it's gone into the abyss. So I'm laying there real quiet and I'm like, maybe he'll go away. Maybe he'll go away. I could see through a tiny little crack, like in the curtain, that it was a man. But then he goes at the door handle again, like aggressively this time, like trying to get in. And I remember like tears just streaming down my face because I'm mentally preparing myself that if this guy gets this door open, I have to fight him like a bat out of hell. Because I will never make it easy for anybody to bring harm to me or snatch me. Not all women have that mentality, you know what I'm saying? Which still, you're a solo female traveler. And then I remembered I had a self-defense device, safety device on my keychain. I grab my keys, I pull this pin, and it sets this little device is an alarm, and it's loud. It's like, wow, 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 like hurt your ears loud. Then I hear the guy go, oh shit, and takes off running. Well, I looked through the curtain, it was a teenager, and he runs over to his friends, and he's like, yo, I tried to get in the wrong Prius. They had the same color Prius. And from that day forward, I have multiple weapons in my car at different access points in my vehicle. So whether I'm in the driver's seat or laying in the bed in the back or in the passenger seat, I have access to weapons at any point in time in my car.
The growing number of Americans living in their cars in 2025 is a symptom of a much deeper crisis, one fueled by unaffordable housing, stagnating wages, and a system that continues to fail its most vulnerable. These are not isolated stories. They are part of a larger, disturbing trend that demands awareness and action. If we continue down this path without meaningful reform, the car may become the new symbol of American shelter, not freedom. Thanks for watching this video from Orbit Point. If you found this story powerful or eye-opening, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more important stories like this. Got thoughts or personal experiences to share? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Stay informed, stay aware, stay